All right, man. Magic issue number 2. Can we stop the Lamental from taking down another seal? Can Illyana control the Darkchylde? There's only one way to find out. Is let's review Magic issue number 2. We are 3 days removed from what happened with the Lamental taking down Rin and Cal's grandma. And so Magic went ahead and moved over to Tokyo, Japan, where Cal and her are sitting in a cafe. And Cal is going over his grandma's journal, but he won't show Illyana what's in it. And they need to be able to stop the next seal that is going to get broken when a waitress walks over to them and says, "Hey, there's this concert that is happening tonight. Do you guys want to go? Because there's been people been getting taken." And Ileana looks at her like, "People's been getting taken? Yes, we will go with you." And when she gets off work, she uses her stepping disc and they get transported to the concert. And as they look up in the concert, you see Ren up there with a guitar, but she looks kind of demonized and is like, "Oh my god, is that Ren?" And now all of a sudden, Magic loses all of her powers and she goes blind. She says there's got to be some sort of frequency that is blocking my magic ability. And as Ren up on stage with a guitar, holding a skeleton guitar, she says, "I'm so glad that you guys made it out tonight for one last show, one last sacrifice." And as she strums her guitar, Magic says, "Oh no, look out," as all sorts of demons comes flying out through the musical notes. And Magic says that is definitely not Ren. It is a possession, a mimic, and what could be amplifying her powers? Cal, you must get out of here. And whatever is affecting my magic is affecting my portals. I can't use my stepping disc. Again, mutants are being targeted, not humans, but why? There's no doubt Ren's guitar is disrupting my powers. If I free her from the force controlling her, we can evacuate the building. At least cut off the strings of those other demons. She says I can use my soul sword to cut the vessel out of her, but when I look into Ren's eyes, I realize that she's not even there. There's some sort of other vessel that is controlling her. Is it something larger? And now I realize that all these demons were once mutants, and it is making me sick. And now, as Magic jumps at Rin, the demon, she says, "I will not fall for the same trick twice." As she tries to swing her soul sword at the demon, she strums her guitar, and Magic is stuck frozen. She's like, "Oh my god, I cannot move. I can't believe with me saving just one person is going to cause so many people to die." And now the demon, Rin, looks at her and says, "The Lamental honors to have you follow his demons around. First the graveyard and now this. It's almost like you want to watch this happen. Or maybe you don't care. You would have the strength to pose a challenge if you trapped into that fanication darkness." No response, I guess you don't actually care. How cruel. But I understand the feeling of not being able to escape your base self. The mentals enlighten me to my potential, returning me to my natural state. Maybe he can do the same for you. And now Magic thinks to herself, the Darkchylde's power seems to be released. And struck here, I can remember why I would resist. With this dark power, I become limitless. I could destroy everything. And now Magic transforms herself into the Darkchylde as Ren hits a power cord with Magic flying through the air with her soul sword. Man, she goes flying back from the frequencies that comes out of that guitar. And then we got Cal trying to get everybody out of the bar before it is too late. as demons get summoned by Magik from Limbo, and hands has come up, and there's more demons flying around that Ren summon herself. And now the Darkchylde is taking off demons' heads as she starts to go crazy and almost starts to kill some of the Patreons in the bar, but Ren stops her because the Darkchylde clouds the judgment in Magik's mind. And as they both turn around and look at Ren, she says she's not Ren anymore. There is some sort of demon that is controlling her, and I am going to get down to the bottom of this and find out. As the Darkchylde Magik jumps at Ren and slams the soul sword into Ren's guitar. Thunder, lightning happens, boom! And Ren disintegrates into dust particles as Cal is looking on with a tear coming out of his eye. And he says, "We did it. Oh my God, we really did it. But Ren, she's gone." And then Magik looks up at him and says, "When I was a few years younger than you, I was forced into a hellish world I was not ready for. The supernatural, it's not kind. And while it might seem like I know, you will get through this, even though you should have never been forced to hold on to such burden." And Cal says, "I need to avenge Ren. I can do this." But Magik looks at him and says, "Just because a child can persevere does not make it right." He says, I really meant that, don't you?" And she says, "I gave in to my instincts to win. I lost control over myself. And I'm so sorry, Cal, for scaring you. And of course I was terrified of you. I bet those demons were too. Maybe you never wanted that other form, but it would have been a lot worse if you weren't here. Only you could have done that, monster and all. You know, you're pretty hard on yourself, Magik." And she says, "Well, it comes with the territory of always needing to be ready for the next threat." And then all of a sudden, a portal opens up underneath Magik Illyana, and she falls down, and she hears a voice says, "I'm glad that you are here, Magik. I would hate to dance around each other any longer. My name is Lamental, and you and I are going to usher into a glorious new era." And that was the end of issue number 2, Magik, dude. Oh, I'm so glad that we don't have to wait so long, so many issues for her to meet the Lamental. And now they're really going to have a battle in Limbo. I think he's trying to escape Limbo and come up to the real world. And he may need to use Illyana to do that. I don't know. Find more seals, because in this one, a seal hasn't gotten broken. The demon that took over Ren, almost had enough energy to break the seal, but since Magik turned into the Darkchylde, she was able to stop it. And I think the Lamental was getting pretty pissed off at her, so he brought her down to his level in Limbo. Man, cannot wait to see where issue 3 goes. I cannot wait, man. So if you guys want to see issue 3 or my thoughts on it, my little recap of it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you haven't already. Man, all right, Triple B's is out of the Haunted Basement Studio. Oh yeah, let's talk about the art real quick. The art in this thing is pretty dang good. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. The storytelling, I'm still going to give an 8 out of 10. Definitely highly recommend this one if you haven't picked it up. I believe they're on issue number 5 as of recording this. So you can get all caught up and then come back and listen to my review of it. But if not, if you don't want to go buy the book, then you know what? I'll go ahead and give you the whole spoiler recaps on all these issues. All right, dude, Triple B's is out of Haunted Basement Studio. I want you guys to remember one thing. You keep it haunted. Comics. Laters.